This is just a short video about using AI as a tool to help, specifically with period-specific dialogue. So in the Boudica screenplay, I was suffering with quite modern sounding dialogue, rather than it being... Obviously, they weren't speaking English back then, it was like some sort of Gaelic language, but for the purpose of the film, we need them to sound like posh and proper, don't we? So if I just copy and paste like this bit here. So what I would do, help me assess dialogue in my Boudica screenplay. I use Brave browser. And I'll say, right, assess this ... Sometimes it's good, but sometimes it messes up depending on... It can mess up with the history sometimes. I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Just reading what it's saying. Yeah, so it's saying like, that's historically accurate. Dialogue is concise and carries appropriate gravity. May feel unaccounted in screenplay. Humours. The bodily fuse might read more natural, specific tone as intended. Overall, the exchange is strong, authentic, and thematically appropriate. So you can even do... You could say, reword the dialogue for me. I won't be changing this because I prefer it as it is. But I'm just using this as an example. This is a better version. Here's a reworded version. It's a humorous bit strength, so it's not, I guess. Well, that's pretty much just what I've done in it. So I don't know what the robot's chatting. So I'll show you what I mean when it messes up a bit. Right, Londinium. So it was whinging about King Prasutagus being dead before the revolt, which is true because he's the inciting incident. So it's like it's not realising this is supposed to be before. I understand, but I still think that she would say that. Barbarian Queen. No, I think she'd just call her. I'm going to keep it as it is. There is a... Sometimes it has like a tick and a cross system, and I don't know how to get that back up. Because when it does that, it's really good because it'll do like... If you put a paragraph in, it'd be like this line and then a tick. This line, oh, that's a red X for whatever reason. So the scene is dramatically strong and visually clear with minor refinements, toning, woman insult, enriching Boudica's talent, clarifying the visit purpose. Right. I'll try and show a really obvious example. So, dialogue. It'll give me shit now. And I'll try and show what I mean. So it'll explain things like Ivory Throne is wrong. Oversaw finances reported directly to the Emperor, not subordinate to Cerealis. His rage is justified, but they rarely use crude insult like bollock in formal address. Don't you dare let me on cowardice. Strengths, emotionally potent, foreshadows Suetonius later on. Anachronistic language, that's the word. So things like bollock and vermin feel modern and coarse for a Roman military speech. Yeah, so here we go. So it's actually suggested a revision itself. So instead it would say, I stand before 5 men and yet not one has the spine to speak truth. You summoned me to account while you fled to Gaul, leaving soldiers to die. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying about, you see how that, even though it's like, I personally prefer this, it's not proper, whereas that, what's going on? That's a lot more proper, isn't it? In comparison, this sounds a lot more like what a Roman would say, as in Latin translated to English. So yeah, it's just using this as a tool. I might even use it on my Bloody Mary screenplay, because it's like I taught myself the Shakespeare stuff, but even though I use all the words, it's the way you structure sentences. It was different back then, and I'm curious if this AI will pick up on that. I know people see their arse with AI, but this has really helped me level up my dialogue, because it explains like it will explain the anachronistic part of the dialogue, and it's so important if you're doing a historical screenplay, whatever period it is, you need to make it as accurate as possible. A lot of people were complaining about that Odyssey. Christopher Nolan. Because they were saying that the dialogue's too modern. And I understand what they mean now. Using words like daddy or let's go, it's like, is a Greek commander gonna say let's go when leading an army? It just doesn't sound good, does it? Doesn't sound epic. I feel like I'm waffling a bit, but basically every browser has one of these AIs. I use Brave browser. Just put something like help me assess the dialogue in my screenplay, and more so for the historical screenplays, and then sort of go through it all, see where it says it's too modern, and then ask. If it doesn't give you a revision, ask for one. So I could look at that and think, ooh, I like that bit, but then might go, right, well that doesn't work because he's not in Gaul. Obviously the AI doesn't know that, they're still in Londonium. So it's like, right, I'll ignore that, and then I'll add this. But it has just really helped. I think this video I might upload this video now before the Boudica one, because I've scheduled the Boudica one for tomorrow. But you'll see you'll see if you watch it that it's much better now. But yeah, so AI can be a useful tool. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to like disregard it or whatever, or it doesn't take away your own creativity. You're still using your dialogue. It's just that the AI might just tidy it up a bit for the period that you're working in. I wish I'd have found this out earlier, because I'd have had really good dialogue off the back then. But I'm looking at my old draft thinking, this is terrible. Whereas I just didn't realise it. And literally just finding out a tool like this, it's like, oh wow. It's like a big level up. But I'm waffling now, I don't know what I'm talking about. But hopefully it's just a little tip or tool or whatever that you can use. I'll see in a bit.